GTA 6 is just around the corner. After over a decade, we can now say that possibly this year we will have that game in our hands. And it's safe to say the excitement is overwhelming for some. It's a game that people have spent over a decade theorizing about. A decade of maniacs trying to decipher things left and right, which have no real hidden meaning anyways, just in case they get a teeny tiny glimpse into the next installment of the biggest gaming franchise that's really ever been. Just a hint of what's to come, because having to wait for so long must mean that it has to be amazing, right? But the truth is, nobody really knows more than the expectations they have in their head. And that's true for me too. I'm sure that it's gonna be amazing. I'm sure that it's gonna blow everything else out of the water and get all the awards because, I mean, it's Rockstar. How on earth could it not be perfect? However, all I am basing this on is one trailer from over a year ago and a very early alpha build of the game I saw in the leaks. Everything else is a lot of speculation, high hopes, and unrealistic expectations if you really think about it. So if you just go by that and your gut feeling, you're bound to be disappointed. We really don't want it to meet our expectations. We want it to exceed them, and that's literally impossible. Part 1. The curse of the perfect game. People and the media are driven by early teasers, trailers, developer promises, and whatever else they can cling on to of new information, and we suck it all in, creating an expectation in the process. It becomes more than just a game. It becomes kind of a dream, something we can't wait for, to the extent that we place immense pressure on the developer to give us new information all the time, while at the same time making the assumption that the game has to be perfect and accepting nothing else as a consumer. Going down into the tiniest details in trailer breakdowns and nitpicking all the little things that don't seem absolutely perfect. Expecting to achieve the perfect game is impossible, because all games have pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses, whether it be something major or game-breaking or just some small bugs which sometimes even enhance the experience. No game is perfect, and we need to set ourselves up for the reality that is, GTA 6 will not be perfect. I think it will be good, I think it will be very good, but realistically, you will experience a couple of things you're not gonna like, and you probably will be a bit disappointed, because everyone has different focuses. Some people prioritize story and plot, while others just want fun gameplay and wild stuff to do. So therefore, perfection is subjective, and the people at Rockstar probably have their own definition as well. It's because of this that it's gonna be hard to please everyone. When you hype yourself up and expect little to no flaws, you will be disappointed when you inevitably encounter some, even though it probably doesn't even deserve the disappointment. Part 2. The snowball effect of social media. Social media sites like Reddit, YouTube, and X have given the people the space to instantly discuss theories, hopes, and dreams with one another. And while it's always nice to discuss things you're excited for with like-minded people, it really creates a snowball effect of hyping each other up. What can start as a single comment about a rumor that the game will have some of the most realistic water simulation ever quickly sparks a full-on discussion and gets shared endlessly until it's the new reality and presented as true, which just creates more excitement. But what of the people developing the game who didn't expect a rumor like this to occur and who maybe hadn't had water physics as a main point of improvement on the board of the game? Do they just continue from where they were, or is it now their responsibility to make the most amazing water simulation and not disappoint the fans? The fans who are so eager to see those improvements based on a rumor. And that will cost them a lot of time and money, which could end up delaying the game, which could also cost them a ton of money. Because the hype is so powerful, it can change what people perceive as real until the game releases. And it can make developers more stressed because of all the expectations being thrown around social media. And because social media promotes all the stuff that gets the most engagement, likes, and gets shared the most, It just echoes and echoes until more and more people see the rumors and therefore also gets excited for the game on the promise of a rumor. And because social media promotes all the stuff that gets the most likes and engagement, I would appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribed if you are enjoying the video, or don't, you know, I can't tell you what to do, but thanks for watching anyways. The thing about social media's effect on the hype train regarding GTA 6 is that it's not just been a thing since the first trailer, or even since the game was officially announced. I mean, even before Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, the rumors and hype started brewing all the way back when GTA 5 came out. Already back then, me and my friends would discuss where we thought the next GTA would take place. Would it be in Europe this time, or maybe a completely new city in the US? But let's put that into perspective. Those discussions happened all the way back in 2013 or 14. I was 12 years old back then. From then until the game was officially announced, it had been 9 years. And over 10 years until the first trailer was revealed to the world. And that's a lot of years to speculate and theorize and gather new rumors and ideas from all sorts of people. It's a lot of time to develop your own game in your own head. A game so masterful and perfect that nothing even comes close to being as good in reality. In those years, there's lots of interests in your own life to draw from and cool experiences you maybe experienced together with friends, and therefore starts a discussion of how cool it could be if you could do that in the new GTA. And I think while walking through life those years and just living in excitement, we have set ourselves up for disappointment, because no game is perfect for everyone. Especially not at launch. Part 3. A Bug's Life. We must realize that we are in an era now where it has become expected by all gamers that the game will be kind of buggy in the first couple of days, maybe even weeks or months. We live in a world of broken releases and day one patches. Developers have been pushed into a stressful workflow where they feel the need to release the game on the deadline even though it might be broken, because they are pressured by investors and by many gamers to release the game as soon as possible. And with development time and costs increasing over the last couple of years, it's becoming increasingly difficult to reach the finish line in time for people not to get impatient. And when people get impatient, that's when the theories start. Now, we haven't heard anything from Rockstar since December 2023, which is over a year ago now, and because of this, people have just lost their minds, becoming experts in moon phases and license plate deciphering, thinking they cracked the code and knows when the next trailer will drop. The truth of the matter is, I don't think Rockstar could care less that we are in need of some information. We're all gonna buy the game anyways. Even if Rockstar doesn't release any more trailers at all, is that gonna be a reason for you to not buy the game? No. I bet you'll get it day one, just like me and all the other people. You'll probably even schedule a sick day to play it all day on release, like me. Rockstar doesn't need the constant marketing that Ubisoft, Sony and Microsoft needs. And instead of rushing out a release date they know that they can't be ready for, they wait to make sure the game doesn't release in a broken state, because they are under immense pressure to make this game shine as much as possible on release, with little to no bugs at all. There's really two sides to the coin when it comes to being Rockstar Games. One side is people will buy your games, without a doubt. The other side is you have a certain expectation of quality to meet. But what happens if they don't? Part 4. Victims of disappointment. Now, we have been let down before in the past. There's been games that have been so hyped up and seemed too good to be true, so why don't we learn from that? Is it just because it's Rockstar Games and we trust them more than any of the others? Well, I don't know, but there's been some releases, like No Man's Sky. It just made people sad. When No Man's Sky released, it was marketed as an almost godlike experience, like offering a limitless universe for players to explore. The hype around its release set expectations incredibly high, but the game at launch was criticized for not delivering on the promises, leading to severe backlash really. However, over time the developers worked hard to fix the issues and expand the game. Today it's in a much better place, but the initial hype made it almost impossible for the game to succeed in the eyes of many players, including myself. I know I haven't returned to it since its release, because of the bad taste in my mouth. But maybe I will give it a try, it seems cool now. And talking about hype and past disappointments, you have to mention Cyberpunk. Because Cyberpunk 2077 is another example where hype, marketing, and fan expectations created an overwhelming weight on the game's shoulders. The massive anticipation for the game led to massive disappointment when it launched with bugs, crashes, and performance issues, particularly on older hardware like the PS4. The game's release was a reminder that no matter how big the developer is, the pressure of delivering a perfect game can result in major pitfalls. The key to breaking this perfect game syndrome lies in managing expectations and creating a more balanced, realistic outlook. Developers need to be transparent about the challenges they face and the limitations of their products, because if they don't, people's imaginations will run wild. But fans too need to adjust their mindset and recognize that no game can truly be perfect. Instead, they should focus on what they know the game brings to the table, the unique aspects and its known strengths, without expecting it to meet an impossible standard. Recognizing that imperfection is part of what makes games unique, and that every game is a stepping stone to something better, can help create a more positive and sustainable relationship between fans and developers. So, as we eagerly await GTA 6, it's completely okay to be excited. I am too, and that's just natural. After all, Rockstar has built a reputation for delivering truly unique experiences. This game is gonna be massive, and I can't wait to dive into its world, just drive around and shoot random people, just explore the world. But just remember, excitement is one thing, but putting a game on a pedestal can set you up for disappointment. We have seen it before when expectations get too high. It's easy to forget that no game is perfect, so really just enjoy the excitement, enjoy the trailers, and enjoy the wild speculations. But let's keep our feet on the ground, because whatever GTA 6 ends up being, it's gonna be its own thing, and that's what makes it exciting. Let's just be sure we're enjoying the ride without expecting perfection. So let's stay excited, but also keep our expectations realistic and let the game surprise us.